Nobody knows that I'm leaving town. Nobody knows that I'm going now. I got my ticket on a Greyhound out of here.
My mother will never let you touch me again.
You think that woman gave a crap about you?
My mother loved me. It's not funny.
It's the funniest thing I've ever heard. You thinking your mother is your guardian angel? She couldn't care less about you.
That's not true. It's not.
The truth is, your sorry mother ran off and left you. You can hate me all you want, but she's the one who left you.
Lily, hearing from your father that your mother left you and did not love you must have been so hard. How did this make you feel?
I sat on the edge of my bed, replaying his words in my head. Every time I felt like a wrench went through my heart. I don't know how long I sat there. I was torn between believing T-Ray or thinking that he made up a punishment to punish me.
Why do you think T-Ray would have lied to you about your mother as punishment?
He came up with a harsh punishment that my rabbit was dead, but then I woke up the next morning and the rabbit was alive. He did this to ruin my self-esteem. I decided to trust my instinct that my mother really did love me.
What was the tipping point that finally made you decide to leave?
Well...
Your sorry mother ran off and left you.
God in Jesus, you make him take that back. How could she have left me? What if my mother leaving me wasn't true? What if T-Ray had made it up to punish me? Lily, Melissa, Owens, your jar is open. I know what I have to do. Leave. Dear T-Ray, don't bother looking for me. Lily. P.S. People who tell lies like you should rot in hell.
Why was the jar being opened so symbolic for you?
Well, you see, the bees being trapped in the jar were like me being trapped in T-Ray's house. So when the bees escaped, I knew that I could too. So I took my chances and I left.
Did you have any second thoughts when you left that could have persuaded you to stay with T-Ray?
I knew that I had to get away from T-Ray as soon as I could. But part of me was scared that if I ran away, T-Ray would find me and eventually kill me. So I took my opportunity and left.
Rosalind started asking me, what did I think I was doing? She said I was living in a dream world. It was living in a dream world to pretend we had a regular life when there was a manhunt going on. To think we could stay here forever, to believe I would find out anything worth knowing about my mother.
Lily, I want you to know that you don't have to leave till you're good and ready. You can talk to me, you know that, can't you? Don't you?
I had myself a good cry. I couldn't even say why. Just everything, I guess. Because I hated lying to August when she was so good to me. Because Rosalind was probably right about dream worlds.
Why didn't you tell August the real truth right when you got to her house?
Because I was scared that if I told August the truth right away, then she'd kick me out of her house and wouldn't accept me. I really wanted to just live a normal, I just really wanted to be a normal girl instead of a girl who has an abusive dad. I heard the footsteps on the floorboards in the hallway, precise, unhurried steps.
I thought I might find you here.
I had a desire to pull past her through the door, dive out the window. You don't have to do this, but the wanting rose up. I had to know. This is it. No turning back. Remember when you said we should have a talk?
I remember it very well. You are a splitting image of her.
It's my mother.
I know, darling. Deborah. I'm so glad we can finally talk this out.
I didn't know whether I felt anger or betrayal or just playing surprise.
Goodness, there's so much to tell. Do you remember when I told you I used to work as a housekeeper? It was at your mother's house.
My mother's house? You knew her when she was little?
I used to take care of her. She loved peanut butter.
What else did she love?
She loved dolls. She used to play with them and hold tea parties.
Why didn't you tell Lily the truth when you knew she was lying?
So I didn't think that she was ready at first and that she needed more time to mature. I knew that if I told her at first when she came, that she would have ran off again. You said your father was dead.
He's not dead. I made it up. He deserves to be dead.
I heard about him from Deborah.
He's not the daddy type, so I call him T-Ray.
What do you mean?
He yells all the time at everything, but that's not the reason I left.
Then what is it, Lily?
He said she left me, both of us, and ran away.
The moment I revealed what was on my heart, it felt like a wall of glass broke in my chest. A wall I didn't even know was there.
I know it does. Just let it out. Let it out.
I want you to know that I didn't believe T-Ray when he told me he left me. I wanted to prove him wrong.
And that's what made you leave?
I don't mean to be a bad person. I do all the wrong things all the time. I tell lies all the time. Well, not to you, well I have, but for good reasons. And I hate people, not just T-Ray, everyone. But that's nothing. It was my fault she died. I killed her.
Probably 1 or 2 moments in your life you will hear a dark whispering spirit, a voice coming from the center of things. It will have leads for lips and it will not stop until it speaks that one secret thing at the heart of it all. I heard it plainly. It said, "You are unlovable, Lily Owens, unlovable. Who can love you? Who is this world? Who in this world can ever love you?"
I'm unlovable.
Oh, Lily.
I accidentally killed her.
Lily, you're not unlovable.
I guess.
But even if you did kill her, you're still one of the sweetest persons I know. You're not unlovable.
Did you feel betrayed by your mother?
Yes, in the beginning, I thought she was this perfect mother, but I struggled to believe that she left me. I saw a picture that August showed me that made me realize that she actually does love me.
That day, August told me more about my mother and how we were similar, like running away from home.
So my mother came to Sylvan, met T-Ray, and got married?
That's right.
But the part that I can't figure out is why she married him.
From what your mother told me, he wasn't like this originally. She said he was brave. She said he treated her like a princess. Lily, people can start out one way. As life goes on, they change. But I don't doubt T-Ray loved her mother at first.
Why?
Honey, Deborah was pregnant.
She was pregnant with me? Her words felt like a hammer. Unwanted. I was an unwanted baby. Not only that, my mother had gotten stuck with T-Ray because of me. You think you want to know something, and then once you do, all you could think about is erasing it from your mind.
How did it make you feel that you were unwanted as a baby?
Oh, I struggled to believe that I caused my parents' marriage and that I was an unwanted baby. It made me feel unloved, but then, once I saw the picture of me and my mom together, I knew that she loved me. I need to know
Know what?
everything.
One day she called me. She said she was leaving T-Ray. She asked if she could stay with us, so I went to pick her up at the bus station.
I was with her when you picked her up at the bus station. She brought me along, didn't she?
No, honey, she didn't.
Why? Why didn't she bring me?
All I know, Lily, is that she was depressed, kind of falling apart.
I hate her.
Lily, hold on.
I do. I hate her. She wasn't anything that I thought she was. It was easy for her to leave me because she never wanted me in the first place.
This is good for her. She needed to know that people loved her. She also needed a family to love her and take care of her.
That is something that I couldn't do. I couldn't stand her. Just looking at her, she reminded me too much of Deborah. Every time I got so angry.
I promise that she'll be in good hands. I promise.
Thank you.
This is Mayor Claire Potter reporting live from Sylvan, South Carolina. How did you feel when Lily ran away from you?
I was very upset with her. She ran away from me, her father. She's always been a disobedient child ever since her mom died.
Why do you abuse Lily?
I don't abuse her. I just punish her when she's bad. I will punish her depending on how bad the situation is. I don't call that abuse. I just call that not listening and getting punished for your actions. That's all it is.
Did you care about Rosaline?
I didn't care about that. She's a colored woman. She's not even part of our family.
Why didn't you bail her out of jail?
I didn't bail her out because I cared more about saving my own daughter and getting her out of there. What Rosaline did was wrong, and she deserves to be punished for that. Nobody should spit on a white man's shoes.
How did you feel when your wife came back for Lily and not for you?
I felt betrayed. I thought that she loved me. And I loved Deborah so much that the thought of her leaving me and coming back for a child, I just couldn't stand it. So I took the anger out on the child.
How did you feel when Lily wanted to stay with August and leave you for good?
At first, I couldn't stand the thought that my own wife wanted to leave me and that my child wanted to leave me. But then I realized Lily needed a mother figure in her life. She needed someone to fulfill her needs and take care of her all the time. And I couldn't do that for her, but August could. I realized that Lily was better off with August, and August would make Lily happy, and happiness is key.